Good afternoon, my name is Jeff Barshers. I'm the nursery manager here at Degroot's Nurseries, 1840 London Line in Sarnia. I was asked to talk about our soil production, and this is where our soil production begins. This is unscreened topsoil and some manure also. We take the unscreened soil and the manure and we feed it into this soil screener, which takes the lumps and the stones out and then falls through a number of different screens, and then the screened soil goes on a conveyor and ends up in our covered dome area to keep it dry. Most of our screening process is done in the summer months when the soil is dry. It's very difficult to screen wet soil, but most of our business is in the spring and people expect to have dry soil. So we have two domes available, and they're used to keep the soil dry. It's a lot nicer for our landscape crews as well to use dry soil instead of wet. So that's the beginning of the process of how we produce soil here on site. So this is our finished screened landscape soil. This is what we use on all of our landscape jobs. This is the other side of the screener that we were showing. So the soil comes off and you can see that we've screened a whole season's worth of soil. We were able to screen in March earlier this week, which is usually unheard of because of the soil moisture content. But as you can see, it's coming off pretty nice. That's a really nice soil for lawn work, for building up gardens, that type of thing, general landscape use. Occasionally we'll get a little bit of wood chip in it because at our composting facility we do break down some wood chips and other organic matter. So the beauty of this soil that it's not just topsoil, it has some organic matter in it as well. So it's really good quality, and we enjoy using it. We'll head over to the triple mix bin and I'll explain to you what is involved with triple mix. So this is our triple mix that we mix on site here at Degroot's. So this is our screened landscape soil that we just saw, and then we take manure and some peat moss and we mix it together. And we also use some compost, which I'll show you next. So that's all incorporated into this triple mix. This is the mix I prefer to use because of the even higher content of organic matter in it. This drains a little bit better, and I find it's good for use in vegetable gardens, raised beds. If you're using it in a raised bed, what I do is for every 50 square feet, I'll add a 2.2 of peat moss when I'm all done, just in the top 3 or 4 inches. And that makes for a perfect bed for growing vegetables. So triple mix can be used in flower beds. It's too heavy for containers, but it's good for raised beds. That's triple mix at Degroot's. So this is our live mulch compost. This is all organic material that's been gone through a composting process to break down the organic matter into a usable end product. So we call this compost soil. It's actually live mulch, and we get it from a company called Grow Bark, G-R-O Bark. You can go to their website, and under soils you'll see live mulch, low pH. This is really fabulous stuff. They are in the bark business, as their name indicates, so there is some broken down fines that are in the composting process as well. Yard waste and even some waste from the food terminal all goes into this composted material. Many people are under the belief that you can use this compost 100% by itself. There are some vegetable gardeners that do it, but in the most cases this live mulch compost is meant as a soil amendment. So you're going to enrich existing soil. So if you have heavy clay or sand, you can mix this compost in and it'll help break it down. It'll increase the microbe activity in your soil and make the soil, the food that is in the soil, more available to your plants. So it can also be used for top dressing on lawns, not for building up a lawn, but for creating the ideal germination bed for grass seed, and you'll get a higher percentage of germination if you use this for lawn work. The beauty of this soil is that there won't be any weed seeds in it, because during the composting process, the heat breaks down the weed seeds that are there and kills them. So it's a very clean soil. So we like to use this, like I say, not by itself. Only on lawns will we use it by itself, but incorporating it into existing gardens, it's fantastic. A lot of vegetable gardeners come in and they'll every spring they'll enrich their raised beds or their vegetable garden beds with this compost soil. So again, if you go to the Grow Bark website under soils, and it's low pH live mulch it's called. Very good stuff. Thanks. If you have any questions, put them in the tagline at the bottom, or you can email me, jeff@degroots.ca. And if you need a hand figuring out how much soil you need for your garden bed or your raised bed or your lawn work, jeff@degroots.ca, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Have a great day. Thanks for your time.